Hello everyone, my name is Brenna Davis and I am the Director of Education for Justice and Environmental Initiatives at the Ignatian Solidarity Network. And we are so thankful that you've joined us for the Ignatian Family Teach-In. For this reflection, I wanted to share a practice that has been very life-giving to me and has just kind of helped me to, maintain being centered and also feeling like I kind of have a handle on life. So I really enjoy something called bullet journaling. And basically what it is it's just a way that you can it's just an empty notebook, but just allows you to kind of write in what you need to do, schedule things, and also to do some reflective journaling. And so I just really like the idea of a concrete notebook, just because the internet can seem limitless, and these days we are online a lot, or at least I'm on my computer a lot of the time. And so I just wanted to give you some time and space to be creative and to do something physical with a pen and paper. So I hope that you enjoy this reflection experience, and I do hope that you'll connect with me on Swapcard. If you have any questions about the experience or about bullet journaling or just about the idea of prophetic resilience, which will be the theme of today's reflection. Also, if you feel like you are not the creative type, that is okay. I think everybody is creative, but all you really need for this is a pen and a piece of paper, and possibly some markers if you want to make your journaling prompt colorful. And if you really feel like I need some help in the resources on the swap card page, there will be a document that you can download and print if you have access to a printer. That will be the design, the very simple design that we are drawing for the reflection today. So if you want to download that and print that out, that is fine as well. But I just hope that you can just take some time to relax and really process what has been weighing on you, and who and what has helped you to remain resilient through this time that we are all living in. So without further ado, I'm going to transition to a view where you'll be able to see my journal flat. If you want to watch the video, that's great. You could also, if you don't feel like drawing, you can just kind of listen in if you don't want to look at a screen, and follow the prompts that I am going to provide for you for reflection. All right, thank you for being here.
Okay, so like I said in the introduction, and I know that audio was a little low, so I'm sorry about that. All you really need to journal today is a black marker and a pen, and maybe some other markers if you'd like. I've already hand drawn the IFTJ logo, which is going to be our visual journaling prompt for today. And so I'm just outlining the logo that I've drawn in pencil with black marker. So feel free, you can look at the logo and try to hand draw it as well. If you don't feel comfortable with that, again, there is a document on the swap card page that should allow you to pull it up on your computer, and it's a black and white version of the logo. And so if you want, you could tape a white piece of paper to your computer screen or laptop screen, and then you could trace it if that's helpful, or you could print it out, or you don't have to do visual journaling at all, and you can just kind of skip ahead and you'll see the journaling prompts throughout the video. And so you can just feel free to write about what we're going to be exploring today. So I'm just finishing drawing the logo, and you can obviously pause the video. You're not going to be able to draw it as quickly as I fast forwarded, and I just erased all of the pencil marks, and then I'm just using the colors that were on the original logo, but you can feel free to be creative and make it look however you want. That is what this time and space is for, just to let loose and not worry too much about the final product, but just to kind of disconnect and be creative. Pen and paper. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to be using the logo as a visual journaling prompt, like I said. And so in the stones, we're actually going to be writing words or phrases about things that have been weighing you down. This could be recently or this past year. So I'm just going to write a few examples that came to mind as I was originally filming this. So, obviously COVID-19 is weighing on everyone's hearts and minds right now. I am in charge of our ecological programming, and so I just hearing about the continued wildfires out west has been something that's been on my heart recently, especially in the past few days. The idea of just isolation, it's getting a little colder where I live in Ohio, and so I'm, starting to see friends less and less, and so that's been weighing on me. And then I lost my grandmother this past April, and so that was just another thing that came to mind as I was just very quickly thinking about what was weighing on my mind and heart. And so I'll be continuing to fill that in. And so now is your time to think about what's been weighing you down, and you can write words or thoughts on the rocks in your picture, and feel free to pause the video so that you can take as much time as you need with this. Great. And so once you filled in the bottom of your visual journaling prompt, then we're going to take the prophetic resilience piece of things, and we're going to reflect on who or what makes you resilient. And that could be activities or experiences or people or just qualities that you have. So some of the things that I wrote about as I was just kind of quickly thinking about this was walks with friends, reading, spiritual teachers, or just, people that I really admire. Kind of always energizes me and helps me to feel resilient. Centering prayer is really important for me, just like disconnecting and taking some time for silence. That really helps me to kind of reset when things start to feel really heavy. As a quality, I like to think that my sense of humor is something that helps me to be resilient in the face of injustice and just pain in the world. And so, and then I also put exercise, because that, is also just really good for you, and makes things seem a little bit brighter. So I obviously ran out of space on the actual flower, so I just started making a list around it. If you wanted to make that more aesthetically pleasing, you could maybe make a little cloud behind the flower, or a sunshine, or right along the edge of the petals. But I just made a bulleted list just to keep adding ideas. And so just take as much time as you want with this. Again, it doesn't have to look perfect. It doesn't have to look like a masterpiece, but just and then I just put some extra dots just as an idea. You could keep going. So I encourage you to think about this question of how are you resilient, or who or what helps you to remain resilient. And again, please pause the video. There are a lot more stones than there are flower petals, so I encourage you to really try to dig deep and come up with a lot of ideas about resilience in your own life. And then finally, what we're going to do is we're just going to gather the graces of this visual journaling reflection, and take some time to just kind of generally think about where we're at. So you can use any or none of these questions, but just kind of looking at what's over here on the left side, and thinking of, is there anything else I want to explore a little bit more? So I just have generally, how are you doing? This might be directly after doing this prompt. the journaling activity. How are you feeling, or how are you doing generally in life? What makes you resilient, and maybe where do you need support in your own life, or what do you want to explore more from the drawing? So maybe there's a particular area where you're like, oh, I want to take one of these items from over here. I didn't realize it was weighing so heavily on me, but maybe I haven't really thought about the election outside of all of the news that I've been reading about it. And so maybe you want to take a little bit more time to unpack that and see why that feels like it's weighing you down. So really it's just wherever the spirit leads you. And then finally, I just thought it would be nice to try to think of a word or a phrase to summarize this experience. And in thinking about resilience, what is a word or a phrase that will kind of help to carry you through these kind of heavier parts of life that we all experience, and that we're all experiencing together. So this is the end of our time together. I hope that this visual journaling prompt has been helpful and helped you to kind of uncover some desolations and consolations that you can unpack more. And I hope that it was kind of nice to do something physical with your hands instead of hopefully staring at a screen. I know that a lot of the teach-in is on a screen, but but I just hope this was just felt like a little break and respite from all of the online learning that lots of people are doing. So thank you for joining me for this journaling reflection on prophetic resilience. I will be praying for you as you continue your time at the Teach-In. I hope that you continue to find people and ideas and things that make you feel resilient in the work for justice. So thank you.